Welcome to Story Time. I am Reading Buddy. We bring you a story every week. Hello, friends. Today, Reading Buddy is going to share a story about a goat and a ram. While they are wandering about, they run into 3 wolves. What will happen next? Let Reading Buddy read you this story called The Goat and the Ram. Oh, don't forget to stay until the very end and learn a Chinese phrase with Reading Buddy. Ready? Let's get started. Once upon a time, there lived a husband and a wife. They had a goat and a ram. One day, the husband said to the wife,
"Let's get rid of the ram and the goat."
"Why?" asked the wife.
"They only keep eating our corn and don't help to feed us at all,"
replied the husband. "All right." So the husband told the goat and the ram,
"Go away, goat and ram, and don't dare to show yourselves at my gate ever again."
The goat and the ram made themselves a bag and went off. They wandered on and on. Suddenly, they saw a wolf's head lying in the middle of the field. They picked up the head, put it in their bag, and continued to roam around. They went on, and all of a sudden, they saw a fire burning. The goat said,
"Let's go and spend the night there lest the wolves should eat us."
But when they got there, lo and behold, it was the wolves themselves who were cooking their porridge. The ram said to the wolves,
"Good evening, young fellows. Enjoy your meal."
The wolves answered, "Good evening, Mr. Goat and Mr. Ram. We are just boiling our porridge. Come and have some, and then we will eat you both up." At this, the goat took fright, while as for the ram, his legs had been shaking with fear for some time. Then the goat began to think. He thought and thought and thought, and at last he said,
"Come now, Mr. Ram, let's have a look at the wolf's head you got in your sack."
The ram took out the wolf's head, and the goat said,
"No, not that one. Let's have a bigger one."
Again, the ram gave him the same head, but he said,
"No, not that one either. Let's have the largest of all."
The wolves looked and thought the ram had a whole sackful of wolves' heads. Each one of them said to himself, "Well, they are nice guests to have. I'd better hop off." The first one said aloud to the others, "I like your company all right, brothers, but somehow the porridge doesn't seem to be boiling very well. I'll just run and fetch some sticks to throw on the fire." As he went off, he thought to himself, "Be careful, brothers," and never came back. Then the second wolf kept thinking how he could get away, and he said,
"It seems very funny our brother went to catch the wood, but he hasn't brought the wood and hasn't even come back. I'll just go and help him."
So off he went too, and never came back. The third wolf was left sitting there, and at last he said,
"I must really go and hurry them up. What are they dawdling all this time for?"
As soon as he was gone, he set off running and never so much as looked back. At that, the ram and the goat were delighted.
Ha ha! High five!
They ate up all the porridge and then ran away themselves. Meanwhile, the 3 wolves had all met, and they said, "Look, Why were we three frightened of the goat and the ram? They are no stronger than us, after all. Let's go and eat them up. But when they came back to the fire, there was not so much as a trace of them left. Then the wolves set off in pursuit. At last, they saw the goat and the ram, who had climbed up a tree. The goat was on an upper branch, and the ram was on a lower branch. The eldest wolf lay down under the tree and began to show his teeth, looking up at them and waiting for them to climb down. The ram, who was trembling all over from fright, suddenly fell down right on top of the wolf. At the same minute, the goat shouted out from up above,
There, that's the one. Get me the largest of all.
The wolf was terrified because he thought the ram had jumped down after him. He ran away hastily, and the other two followed after. The goat was really clever. In today's Chinese time, Reading Buddy is going to teach you how to say "you are smart" in Chinese. 你好聪明,你好聪明. If your sibling or friend does something brilliant, you will be able to praise them with 你好聪明, you are smart. Thanks for listening. Please support us by leaving a review and telling a friend about us this week.